Welcome. This is a video to help guide you through how to make a gratitude despacho ceremony. To get more information in written form, please go to loveqoya.com and click on rituals, and you can see everything written out there, and this video will help you as you go along. So let's begin our gratitude despacho ceremony. First thing is getting a blank piece of paper. And I really like to use these decorative papers. And like it says on the website on loveqoya.com, you also want to begin by gathering all the materials you'll need and calling in sacred space. Once you've done that, then it's customary to begin with sugar, and that's to symbolize the sweetness of life. So before you put anything in the despacho, you grab the ingredient, think of your prayer, and you can say it aloud or silently, then blow the energy of that into the sugar in this case, and then spread it out. You can be creative here. You can do it in a cross, which is customary to honor the four directions, the north, the south, the east, the west. In a more feminine tradition, sometimes it's good to honor the circle of life with a circle. It's really up to you and what feels right in your heart. Once you've added the sugar, which is the first ingredient, you can look at the things that you set out and choose the one that calls to you. In this case, it was the oatmeal. And the oatmeal really symbolizes to me, thank you for the sustenance in life. Thank you for all the things that support me on my journey. Then you blow the energy in and put it in the despacho. The next thing for here, when I was doing this one, this is actually, I was in Nepal, so I was just using the things I had in my bag, and I used, here's some spirulina. So this is just for the nutrition. Thank you for those things that truly, truly nourish me on a deep level. These are all examples of prayers that you could say, but again, the most important thing is that it resonates in your heart. So here, for me, it was taking sugar again and just being so, so grateful for all the protection and safety on the last trip that I was on, and saying thank you as I blow the energy in and put in the despacho. Next, as I went out around the garden around where I was staying, and I found this beautiful flower. So my gratitude is thank you so much for all the beautiful things in my life. And one of the things about gratitude is what you look for is what you see. So when you look for things that you're grateful for, you're more likely to find them. Here I had brown sugar and white sugar. So I took the brown sugar in my hands and just let whatever prayer was coming in my heart. And it was gratitude for the more difficult, for the more challenging times in my life, and really reflecting on how they have been catalysts for such incredible growth, for such a deep reflection, for shedding layers of the ego because I had to, because I was put in a position where that was the only way, was to surrender. So just taking a moment with the brown sugar and saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. And after blowing the energy of that prayer in and spreading the brown sugar out around the flower, I then took the white sugar and just took a moment to think of all the moments of synchronicity, ease, grace, joy, and blew the energy of gratitude for that and made a border around the despacho. The next thing was I have these little travel goddess cards, and this one says, I'm overflowing with love. And so I just took the image, really reflected on it, took a deep breath, and then just blew the energy of so much gratitude for the moments where I felt like that and put it in the despacho. Next, I grabbed some of these really sweet white flowers and thought of moments that felt like memories of gold, like just when a flower blooms and it's just this a magic thing that it's just so temporary, but it just happens in its perfection. And one by one with each flower, I recalled a moment where it was like a memory of gold, and I blew the energy of gratitude into the flower and placed it, and I felt so fortunate to be able to place 6 or 7 of them. When I do a despacho, it can be anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours. And the intention is, with all the ingredients that you have, to really see the things that call to you, Maybe it's the rice, the beans, the quinoa, and whatever it is, to just let whatever that reminds you of, whatever your gratitude, whatever your prayer is, to feel the sincerity of your heart, to blow the energy of gratitude from your body into the ingredient to say thank you, and then to place it in the despacho. When that's complete, and when you feel the fullness of gratitude inside of yourself, then that's really the perfect place to start to dream. So when I was doing this despacho, I was preparing for one of my Qoya retreats. And so I took a ticket that said wish on it, and I thought of every woman that was coming on a retreat. And I had these wishes for her, these dreams for her to have the most meaningful trip, for whatever in her soul was calling her to go on this adventure, that she would receive that. And I thought of each woman and I blew these prayers of just visioning. And then whatever was her dream, I visioned that coming true, but then I visioned beyond her wildest dreams also coming true. But before you start to dream, you want to really root yourself in the gratitude. The next thing that called my attention was the Tic Tacs, and so I grabbed them and putting them in my hand, took a deep breath and just felt this presence of gratitude for miracles and for all the angelic, guardian angel, guides, all the support for our journeys that's sometimes invisible. So I just took a deep breath, blew that into the Tic Tacs. And then the next thing that called my attention was this candy. So I took the candy and just taking a deep breath and just was so grateful for the opportunities in life to play, the fun, the adventure, the moments of sincere happiness, and just felt that vibration in my body of when I really allowing myself to be playful, joyous, and just recalled as many of those moments as I could and blew them into the candy and then put the candy all around the despacho, just saying thank you for that aspect of living life. One of the last things was this yellow flower, and when I grabbed it, I took a deep breath and smelled the scent of the flower and just really thought about the sun and how the sun is this constant stream of energy that, you know, through the process of photosynthesis allows the energy of the sun to come into the energy of the food, which nourishes our bodies, and just feeling that incredible power of light and feeling the quantum physics reality that that's what we are, that we're all beings of light, and that's what we see as reflections of light. So I just took a moment to reflect and feel just the depth of connection through this flower, connection to the sun, and the connection to the interconnectedness of all of life, and took a deep breath and blew that into the yellow flower and put it at the top of the despacho. The last thing I offered to the despacho was a sweet little orange flower to balance out the sun. And for me, it was really this feminine principle of just being so grateful for practices like the despacho ceremony to be able to slow down enough to say thank you and more deeply receive all the gifts that are in my life, that are in all of our lives. And so with that orange flower, I grounded that feminine energy of the receptive. And symbolically for me personally in the moment was, that yellow sun, that masculine penetrating force of light. And then the orange flower, that feminine receptive ability. Oh, and then I placed some sugar in my hands and sprinkled the sugar throughout to just honor the sweetness of the ceremony, to be so grateful to the lineage of ancestors who made it available to me. There is a more written out way to do a despacho in a particular order and where certain ingredients have a certain meaning. But the invitation here is to really go into the depth of your heart, to say thank you, and to let your intuition guide you, and to know that if you feel that sincerity in your heart, that you're doing it right. When the despacho is complete, a nice practice that I have is to hold my hands out to just be receptive if there are any messages that want to come through. So this would be a good time to do it before you close your despacho and wrap it up like a gift that you would give to Spirit. I'm so excited for you to feel the benefits of doing a gratitude despacho ceremony. And so for more support in addition to this video, please go to lovekoya.com, click on ritual, click on despacho, and you'll get all the written instructions, and it'll also help explain what to do with it once it's complete. You want to put it in running water, bury it in the ground, or burn it in a ceremonial fire. So all that support material is there on the website lovekoya.com. Thank you so much for your interest in exploring the Gratitude Despacho ceremony. It's a really sweet thing to do alone or with people you love. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me personally on my contact page at lovekoya.com. And I know for in my life, gratitude is definitely a superpower. And I wish that gratitude to be a superpower in your life as well. Aho.